I'm glad you went down, the kind of the accountability side of things from the redemption side is from the manufacturer. There is a story that's kind of come up recently in the last couple days. The card manufacturing company Leaf, they've announced that they are actually suing Dallas Cowboy wide receiver CeeDee Lamb for not being able to fulfill his side of the contract that they signed with him to complete his autographs.
Cowboy.
All right, so here's what I want to ask you. Who does this fall on for the consumer of the Leaf product? Is this how would you, I guess, as Leaf, go about handling the issue with the athlete that you had signed to fulfill the contract? Do you think Leaf is handling this the right way for consumers of their cards to then say, hey, look, here's how we're handling it with CeeDee Lamb. Unfortunately, your redemptions are not able to be fulfilled. We are handling it legally with him, and we will make it right with you once that's settled? Or is there something, to be said about having redemptions in the product in the first place? Maybe if you didn't have redemptions,
get rid of redemptions and
right,
sticker autos, and we wouldn't have any of this problem.
And that's I've seen both sides kind of from the card community so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. It is tricky because I do think it is the first time a contract has been,
and I love that by Leaf. I love it. Hold the players accountable.
Absolutely.
And I think I've talked about the discipline of the Dallas Cowboys before, right?
I think you have.
Okay. This screams undisciplined. 110%. You have a contract. You then decide, I want to spend my time in Turks and Caicos rather than go sign the cards for my collectors who want to buy my cards. I don't have time for that. Undisciplined. Rude.
Agreed.
The only reason you get the $1 million contracts, NFL players, Major League players, NBA players, is because of people like me and Jason and anybody else that's in the hobby. Is the only reason you're paid those contracts. Is because we're willing to pay to come see you play. We're willing to buy the cards so you can get the contracts. We're willing to buy your jerseys.
Right.
And wear those, and yet you can't take the little bit of time out of the day to go sign some cards for a contract that you committed to.
Crazy.
I don't know if it's just Cowboys, but it's a coincidence. It's such a wonderful coincidence that this happens to be a Cowboy, because I've talked about their undisciplinedness and how they will never win because they are not disciplined enough to do so. If they can't sign a card, what in the world makes you think that he's going to be able to catch a pass when it's in a crucial down? He's going to short arm it because he's worried about getting hit too hard and not getting his $50 million that come from the collectors, that come from us doing all that stuff. So, man, that irritates me the wrong way. But on the same note, Leaf, Upper Deck, Panini, whoever else is out there, I don't even know all the card companies that are out there. I didn't even realize Leaf was still around. I guess, what product do they produce? Donruss?
No, they do the Leaf.
Who do?
The Leaf metal draft and some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's why, because I don't buy any of that.
I know you don't, but
yeah, it's crazy. It's Leaf and the rest of you card companies need to get on board with preparation instead of trying to push all this product to production so you can pad your pocketbook. Get in line with some organization and set these players up to come in-house and sign their cards. Get away from the redemptions, get away from the stickers, and you will find that this hobby will love you a lot more.
It's interesting with the state of the economy and the supply chain as these products keep getting pushed back and back and back. And yet, products that we are very familiar with strong brands like Prism, Donruss, things like that, National Treasures, Flawless, it's really disheartening as a collector to see Panini, Topps, these manufacturers continue to announce new sets. How are you going to announce new sets year after year when the set, the brands that you have built reputations upon and value, and you're just pushing them back and back? And
I mean, you can tell by looking at Prism. Just look at the Prism product. They will run 40 parallels of the same image and just change the color so they can produce more product. They do the same thing with one-of-ones.
Right.
You think you hit a one-of-one when there's like 6 different versions of that card that's a one-of-one. It's all about producing the product and putting enough of it out there that they make millions or billions of dollars. It's printing money. It's printing. They could care less about the collector.
Right.
All they care about is the money. That's it. And don't get me wrong. I'm a businessman. I want to make money.
Absolutely.
I do. I love making money, but I also want to make sure that I'm taking care of my consumers or my customers and things along those lines. It's not just about making money.
Pockets.
It's not just about making money.
That's right.
And I think that's one of the big problems is the greed in this hobby, and we've got to get away from that.
And I think that, reputation, if I can just speak to DCI a little bit, you do like making money. I know that. I can tell you firsthand how many times, I can't tell you how many times firsthand somebody's offered us an extra $10 or an extra $100 to get their order pushed through faster, to bump a grade, something like that. And, $10 in the long run means nothing to lose your reputation over something like that. And it's very disheartening to see these giant industry leading, brands kind of forget that in place of profit.